You mentioned mistakes. It's a good transition into something I want to ask you about. What are some mistakes that you see law firm owners making with their websites?
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of times people will go to a conference, right? And they get really inspired. Well, two things. A lot of people go to conferences and they get really inspired to take a lot of notes.
Lots of notes. Yeah.
And then they don't go home and take any action, right? So I think that's one of the biggest mistakes is like go home and just circle 2 or 3 things that you're going to go do and then just go home and take action, right? I don't think too many people take enough action. The second thing is sometimes you learn something from a conference and you go home and you just try to implement it, and you might be implementing things wrong. Like for instance, back in the day, people heard, oh, content is king. You got to be blogging. You got to be right. And so I've seen so many people make mistakes where they just go out and hire somebody to write content on their website, and they're not really managing the process. They're just paying the bill every month. And the person that's writing the content is like totally making the topical authority of the website irrelevant to what they do, or they're just linking improperly to certain pages. Like, I'm not going to bore you with the technical complexities.
I'm okay with the technical stuff. That's fine.
Yeah. Like there's so much that you can do wrong. Like if you have too many pages that are optimized for Dallas car accident lawyer, right? You're cannibalizing things. And so if anything, like it's okay to go out and hire people to do things, but again, outsource this genius and bring somebody else in to audit the work of the people, right? Just to hold somebody else accountable, I'd say.
Do you have any strong opinions one way or the other on AI generated content?
Yeah, so I think there's a place for AI generated content. When it first came out, I was like, no, nobody should be doing this, right? But then Google kind of changed the rules. They went in and they actually changed like some of their terms of service and stuff because they knew that people were going to be using AI, right? And so nowadays, like we do use a lot of AI content at Hennessey Digital. Now, I wouldn't necessarily use AI content for like my most important page on a website, like my car accident lawyer page or my personal injury lawyer page. But where you could use AI content is where we go after keywords that have like 0 search volume and 0 competition. And so those that are listening are probably like, tell more. What do you mean about that? And so what I mean by that is there's a lot of opportunity where people are doing searches on Google where Google has never really seen those searches before. I can give you an example. I was working with a personal injury lawyer based in Florida. This personal injury lawyer didn't have the budget to compete with the likes of Morgan & Morgan, right? But they still needed to generate cases and they needed to make the phone ring. And so we just made him a subject matter expert on all things slip and fall. And so if we published a page on Google optimized for Fort Lauderdale slip and fall lawyer, it's not going to be competitive, right? Just because there's Morgan & Morgan who have invested millions of dollars into the SEO over their website. So what we did was we're like, okay, what are all the grocery stores? What are all the big box retail stores, right? And we started writing content for, did you get injured at Home Depot in Plantation, Florida? Did you slip and fall at Trader Joe's in Coral Gables, Florida, right? And so by publishing enough of that content, we're able to actually not only make the phone ring, but now they're actually ranking very well in a lot of the ChatGPT searches and things like that. And so he gets multiple cases every month as a result of that strategy,
Nice.
It's all AI.
I like thinking outside the box too. I think that's pretty cool.